Today we're talking about purpose. What is purpose? You hear it all the time. It's a buzzword. Everyone tells you, oh, follow your purpose, follow your passion, find the thing that you love. But here's the actual truth. You never find your purpose. Finding your purpose is the biggest lie that society has ever told you. You're not meant to find your purpose, okay? Here's the actual truth. Your purpose, this is actually not something that you stumble across magically. It's not something that people spend their entire lives searching for. You don't try to find your purpose. You don't try to find the thing that you love. And you're not gonna like to hear this, but the way you actually do this is quite simple. And it boils down into actions that you can literally do right now to start figuring this out, to start understanding what purpose is and how to have it in your life. Because you've always been told that you have to find it, you have to stumble across it. It's like this magical, mythical, ethereal gift that you have been given that you don't know that you have. But that's a lie. So what you have to do is you have to basically do something. And this is not very helpful, but what do I mean by do something? If you want to have passion and purpose in your life, if you want to do the thing that you love, let's just start calling it the thing that you love because I feel like that's a more measurable term than saying purpose or passion. So to do the thing that you love and to make that your work, to make that your life's work, you have to do something. Okay? You can't just sit around meditating or staring at a wall or reading a bunch of books or watching a bunch of videos like this to find your passion, to find your purpose. Because the goal isn't to find it. The goal isn't to find the thing you love. It's to become and have the identity of someone that does work that they love. In order to do that, you have to do something. Okay? And by doing something, I don't mean something is not. Do not consume, get distracted, follow the herd. Listen to people. Okay? So something is not consumption. It is not watching YouTube videos. It is not reading books. It is not listening to podcasts. It is not scrolling through social media. It is not the productivity lie that you've been told. It's not the tutorial hell. You're not trying to learn. That's not how you do something, okay? Doing is not the same thing as learning. Learning is just a way to cope and tell yourself, oh, I'm preparing myself for this next thing. But the best preparation is actually doing the fucking thing. So do not consume. Do not get distracted. This is the biggest one. You can consume all day long and it's probably okay. You can probably listen to the podcast. You can probably read the book. It's the best form of distraction. But with the distractions I'm talking about here, social media, toxic friends, toxic relationships, distractions like maybe it's your 9 to 5, maybe it's your school, maybe it's your family, maybe it's your vices, it's your bad habits. So if you want to do something that will help you to find the thing that you love, no social media, no toxicity. I'm not gonna spell toxicity, but no toxicity, and no bad habits. And I can sit here all day and tell you what to not do, because I'm trying to invert the actual truth behind the thing that you love. But how do you actually not do social media? Just fucking delete them. Delete them from your phone right now. It's not that difficult. And then you're gonna in a few days after you've deleted it, you're gonna want to feel like you have to reinstall it to satisfy your craving. Let it happen. Let the craving happen. Reinstall it. But then after you've left the app, after you've done your scrolling, delete it again. Okay? And eventually you'll build this muscle where you'll realize that this app is actually pretty stupid. That my scrolling on this is actually not giving me happiness. It's not giving me fulfillment. I don't even love this. It makes me more jealous. It makes me a worse human being by scrolling on these apps. So eventually you will want to reinstall them, and then you'll be ridding social media of your life forever. And trust me, it's one of the best feelings in the world. So quit social media. No toxicity, okay? So this one's hard because this can be in your family, this is in your relationships, this is in the people that are around you. This can be with your coworkers, your roommates, or your siblings, or your friends. This one's tough to eliminate, but it's up to you, okay? Because you don't have to stay around these people. You're willingly putting yourself into that position around these people. So, what do? You have to be able to say no. You have to be able to have the balls and the guts to just stand up and leave. To leave these people behind because they are holding you back. I don't care how much they try to tell you that you're wrong or that to convince you that you're guilt trip you to stay in that relationship because that's exactly what they will do. That's what makes them toxic. They'll try to convince you that oh no, you're just you're tripping, you're panicking. It's okay. This is not the case. And they'll try to manipulate you into believing that this toxic relationship isn't toxic, but that is inherently what makes it toxic. So if that could actually be a heuristic to prove that your friends or your family or whoever is toxic, is that if you try to leave them, they try to convince you against it. Use that as a heuristic. Those are the people that you need to cut out of your life. Finally, bad habits. This one is also really tough because obviously good habits and bad habits are habits for a reason. They are natural to us. We just do them. So to break these bad habits, it's once again it's within you. You have to do it slowly. You have to realize and accept the fact that oh, this is something I do and it is a bad habit to me. Because what most people don't realize is that the bad habits and the good habits sometimes that they do aren't good or bad. They don't even realize that they're doing this habit. So you need to understand and ask yourself, okay, what are the bad habits in my life? Most of the obvious ones. You know one of the obvious bad habits that you do. Start eliminating them one by one, slowly. You don't have to completely go cold turkey. I mean, it could work if you genuinely have that much pain caused by it. But think about the bad habits in your life. Actually come to terms with them. Accept the fact that yes, I do this bad habit. It is my fault. I've been in this automatic relationship with this bad habit. I just do it and I don't even think about it. Accept that first. Identify it. Write it down. Write it down. Journal about it. Write your thoughts about it. Like, just talk to yourself and think to yourself about what this bad habit has done to you in your life. And it's obviously going to be pretty negative. It's going to be kind of sad to think about all the things that this has caused, all the pain. But at the same time, these bad habits are going to bring you some positive memories because there's a reason you're doing them. It's because it's positively reinforcing, not necessarily in the best way, but it's giving you some kind of positive chemical in your brain. That's why you do it. That's why you keep doing the bad habit. So what you need to do is invert these, right? So the positive signals that your bad habits give you, invert them and explain to yourself why these positive signals are actually negative signals because they feel good in the moment, but the negative side effects and impacts downstream are actually very, very negative at heart. So you need to figure out and ask yourself, okay, identify the bad habit, accept the bad habit, and then invert these side effects and consequences and then one by one slowly start to rear back and fight back against these bad habits. And you can think about them in the same way that good habits are formed. It's by small steps over a long period of time. And if you really want to do this correctly, go read Atomic Habits. I mean, it's one of the best books according to every single modern successful person. So go read that book if you want to start learning about how to build good habits and break bad habits. Anyway, okay. Distractions. You need to cut them out. Following the herd. What does that mean? If you want to be special and inherently by doing the thing that you love and making that your life and making that your life's purpose to just do the thing that you love and contribute that to the world, it by nature and by definition makes you extraordinary. There's a good quote that says, if you want to be extraordinary, stop trying to associate with normal people. Because normal people get ordinary results. And if you want to be extraordinary, if you want to be the person that actually lives a purposeful life, actually lives a life that they want to live, and do things that change the world for the better, and be extraordinary, then you can't be ordinary. You can't be like everyone else, right? All your life you've been told, and pressure from your friends, from your peers, from your coworkers, from all the other people in your life, you've been told, oh, just follow the rules. Oh, just do what everyone else is doing because it helps you fit in, right? It helps you fit into society. I mean, as humans, that's just our nature. But like I said, most people never find their purpose. Most people are serving artists. They know that there is some calling for them. They know that maybe their passion's painting, but they willingly stay in the 9 to 5 that they hate because of other circumstances. Yes, I get it. I get it. Sometimes you gotta work the job to pay the bills, do all the things. I get it. But for you, for my audience, I know that we are younger. We have the opportunity to take the risk. You know, we're not tied down to a 9 to 5 because we have to pay for the bills and take care of the kids. I'm not speaking to that kind of person. I'm speaking to the person that right now, the younger person that is kind of directionless, kind of lost. Don't follow the herd. If there's one thing to take away from this, it's to not follow the herd. You don't need to be normal. You don't need to be like everyone else. You don't want to be like everyone else because everyone else lives a mediocre life. And since you want to be extraordinary and do the things that you love, then you can't be like them. You don't want to be like them. So don't follow the herd. And this really is difficult to put into action, but it's a mindset, right? You want to adopt the mindset and the identity of someone that is so secure in who they are as a human being that they don't need anybody else to tell them how to live their life. So you need to have so much confidence and belief in who you are as a person that you don't even need to follow the herd because you already know who you are. You already know what you value. So action steps would simply be to adopt that mindset. And how do you build that mindset? It's literally by doing hard things. I've made videos about this, but if you want to stop following the herd and you want to find yourself and your values, then you literally just do hard things. Do something hard. This might actually be one of the biggest cheat code to finding the thing that you love and to also become extraordinary and achieve unimaginable things in your life. Doing something hard. Why? It's because when you do something hard, it automatically makes you extraordinary because ordinary people don't do hard things. They do things that are hard to them, like associatively. They do hard things like go to a job that they hate, stay in a toxic relationship that they don't want to be in. They do those hard things, but those hard things aren't getting them anywhere. So, stop following the herd. What you need is to do something hard, right? And this hard thing doesn't need to be climbing Mount Everest. It could literally be quitting your job. It could literally be leaving that relationship behind because it's not serving you anymore. Saying goodbye to old friends that are not living the life that you want to live. You know, it's tough. It's hard, but those are the moments that will define you. So actually, I just came up with it. Just not fall into her. Literally do something hard, like saying goodbye to your friends that are living a life that you don't want to live 5, 10 years from now. Saying goodbye to those people, blocking them, not hanging out with them anymore. Do that, and you'll disassociate with this herd mentality, and you'll just have the confidence within yourself to do what you truly believe is right and to actually work towards the life that you want. Finally, listening to people. If there's something that every successful person has realized on their way up, is that everyone's an idiot. Everyone is stupid. Nobody knows what is going on. Okay? And so, one of the biggest mistakes you can make is listening to people. Even listening to me. Okay? I can give you advice all day. I can tell you exactly what to do to find the thing that you love, and you still wouldn't find the thing that you love because it is not aligned with who you are. These actions, all this advice I'm telling you, it might just not click for you. It might not work for your circumstances. Maybe you are that 55-year-old guy that has to work the 9 to 5 to pay the bills and take care of the kids. Maybe you are that guy, and maybe my advice won't help you. But chances are it will. And so this is why you need to be very careful about who you listen to. If you're listening to the wrong person, you're taking their advice, and they don't understand your situation and they're not speaking to you, then that advice is never going to lead you to where you want to go. It might get you close, but it won't get you there. So be very specific and careful and selective about the people that you listen to, the podcasts that you listen to, the influencers that you allow yourself to be influenced by. Pick and choose very, very carefully, because these people don't really necessarily want the best for you. They are speaking to a certain person. Typically, it's like someone that it's typically their past self. At least that's what I'm doing. I'm talking to my past self. That's why I'm speaking with so much conviction. It's because I'm so frustrated with the shit that I have willingly put myself through. The bad relationships, the stress, the turmoil, the struggle, the pain that I've willingly suffered through for years because I just didn't know these things. So pick and choose carefully who you want to listen to. Find the person that you actually resonate with and take their advice. Not mine, not the other dude, the guy that you can actually connect with. That actually, when he speaks or when she speaks or writes, you actually feel deep within your soul that they are speaking to you. All right. Someone was do something. Right. He's done something. It's not consuming. It's not getting influenced by other people. It's not being distracted by your bad habits. You're doing something and taking action towards something. You're actually doing the thing and doing things that are hard that will teach you about potential things that you might love to do. This really comes down to 2 steps. You pick something to do. So let's say knitting. You want to knit. The next step is double down. Because the biggest mistake most people do whenever they're trying to just live life and especially the overachievers, we try to achieve too much, right? It's in the word, overachiever. We're trying to achieve above the level of normal achievement by doing more stuff. But that's actually the wrong frame to use. What you actually want to do is underachieve. You want to cut down and reduce the things that you're trying to achieve so that the fewest things you achieve are absolutely extraordinary, right? I made a video about this already, about just cutting down and simplifying your life, and to do extraordinary things. You can't be doing a bunch of things. You have to do one or two things at one time for a very long time. So if it's knitting, you don't also want to go learn 5 different languages, get a job, learn how to code, learn guitar, um, get a girlfriend or a boyfriend. Like, you don't want to do all these things at the same time. You want to master one at a time, and then through this experience, you discover the thing that you actually enjoy doing. So you want to double down on knitting, just knitting, okay? Just knit for a few months. Master the art, master the craft, learn from people, watch YouTube videos and listen to podcasts just about knitting. And you'll quickly find out whether or not you actually like knitting. And trust me, whenever you find the thing that you love, it'll feel effortless. It'll feel fun. It might be almost a chore for other people, but it'll feel like this fun activity, and it'll feel like play for you, as Naval Robert comments said. So double down. Finally, have fun. If you do something knitting, double down on the knitting, and you have fun while you do it, then these are the three criteria that prove to you that this is something that you enjoy doing, that this is something that you might love doing. Right. So if this is fun, feels like play, whenever you do this thing and you've been doing it for months or years, focused on it, and you actually start to get really good at it, right? You actually start to get really good at it. And that's what I've been trying to get at this entire video. It's not about finding the thing that you love. It's about doing something for a long time, and then eventually doubling down on it, having fun, and then you become good. You get good at this because you've been doing it for so long. You have the experience, you have the reps. And so when most people get good at something, typically they fall in love with it. Right? So here's the secret sauce. This is the sauce people don't tell you. You don't find what you love. You do something hard for a very long time until you get good at it, and that's when you find the thing that you love. Because that thing becomes the thing you love. 90% of the time, it's not something you stumble across that you love. It's the thing that you're good at that typically you fall in love with. And if you think about why, it's because you're good at it, so you get more positive reinforcement loops. The output from your inputs are just better because they're higher quality. You're compared to everyone else that isn't anything good at the thing. Your work is better. And so naturally you fall in love with it. So if you want an actual way, not a woo-woo, lucky, mythical, find your purpose answer to this question, how to do the thing you love, do something. Bonus points if it's something really hard or difficult. For a long enough time, learning, training from other people, doing the thing so that you get good at it, and then eventually you will actually love to do it. And that is the secret. It's not anything mythical or ethereal. It's literally just get good at something and spend the rest of your life doing it because you love it. Goodbye.